All right, welcome everybody. We don't know what we're calling this podcast yet. This is the first inaugural podcast for 00Lounge.com. I'm here with Aaron, Angelo, and Shabaka. What up, guys? Say hello to the world.
Hello. What's up, gamers?
What's up?
All right, so we want to talk about in our first podcast. We want to talk about,
Why is Microsoft 720p?
Why is Microsoft 720p? Like,
And if they are 1080p, why are they getting 30 frames?
We're referring to the controversy surrounding Xbox One's resolution issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So technical reasons for why they're having so many issues is because of their eDRAM setup, the way the RAM is set up. It's not like how PlayStation 4 has the brute force of GDR5, 8 gigs of RAM that I can just produce as much resolution as it needs. There's extra barriers to that issue.
Okay. Knowing that Sony is such a strong competitor, then why didn't they think to have a higher resolution or to use a different?
I think part of it is they didn't know.
Great.
Like, nobody saw.
They knew since February.
No. But by then, the system's already spec'd up already. Like, you can't just change in the middle.
Sony did.
No, they did. They did.
They only did price.
Again.
Another thing. If the console was technically weaker by default and they had to package the Kinect, why didn't they just do a Kinectless one from the start of the system rather than wait a year?
Again, they had certain commitments in place probably. You don't know what their business, the business reasons for doing it outweigh any other reasons for common sense.
But everyone said they didn't want it.
Say again?
A lot of people noted that Kinect was unnecessary. It wasn't needed for 360. So why?
Again, they have business reasons. Like in the beginning, when they first announced this thing, they were both pushing TV hard. Connect to me was the best thing to work with the Netflix app. That's the only software that ever made sense to me with was.
But $150
To play
help
Netflix.
you go around Netflix is a little extreme.
I mean, it is.
Well,
Again, you gotta understand. Like, look at how they introduced that product when they announced it. They were touting movie studios and television studios more than anything else. So their plan was their business trajectory was entertainment of everything, right?
with a handless remote.
And Kinect was the centerpiece of that. It was supposed to welcome in more people, like how Nintendo Wii did almost.
Okay. And with that being said about the Kinect, then why didn't they make more games or support it more if this is supposed to be a big focus on the system? There's been how many Kinect games for the Xbox One?
One.
Well, no, there's been more Kinect games.
There's been more.
Than one.
Focus? Just that.
Yeah.
And they're fighting, what is that thing?
Oh,
called?
Fight on the Thin, but that was an indie title.
Yeah, but it's still a Kinect game.
Lowest scores on
And
Again.
Kinect Joyride and what was the other one? Not Joyride, that was the 360. Sports, Kinect Sports.
They probably made this kind of calculation. Like, depending on look at how people use their consoles prior to the launch of the current gen consoles, right? They were primarily Netflix machines. If it had Netflix on it, that's what it was doing for the majority of the time.
That's true.
So, seeing that data going across their screen all the time, like, all right, we got this amount of people that play games, we got this amount of people, that play, this, and this amount of people who watch Netflix. They probably made a calculation. Like, this is why we'll have Kinect the centerpiece of it. But again, like I told y'all before, if they believed in Kinect so much, they should have just gave it away.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even
But
have
my
been
whole
a factor.
thing is, though, everybody knew that this was their focus, right? For like a year and a half. Everybody online told them not to go with this focus, and yet they did it anyway. What's their reasoning behind it? And then when the pre-order numbers come in, they go and change it and claim that it's for the people.
I think we were getting robbed from the start.
Again, major corporations, they have certain business arrangements probably in place from before they even.
Understood, but why put those ideas when there was so much feedback from before?
Yeah,
it
there was
even
so much
started?
feedback from beforehand.
I don't know. That's you can only speak to.
Like, for example, with the DRM and all that other stuff, they reverted that real fast.
Yep.
From the moment they seen the pre-order numbers.
Like, But when there was speculation, when it was a rumor, they had enough feedback to know like people weren't liking this. Like I feel like the difference now between Microsoft and Sony is that Sony is actually taking the feedback of what people want
And
they're
Microsoft
using
is doing it.
and Microsoft is just doing their own thing because they're Microsoft. And
But if you look at it now, if you look at the start of this generation as opposed to the start of last generation, Microsoft and Sony's position is just reversed.
Yeah.
Sony was the one, they were like, oh,
absolutely
you'll
right.
get another job. Don't worry about the price. You want it, you're going to get it anyway. You know, like it was pretty much the same attitude.
yeah, but they learned from that. You
Yeah,
understand?
but it took them a long time. It took a lot of it on the chin because they were making a lot of decisions where it was just like, yo, who's running it over there? Like, who's in charge over there? Because this ain't it. Like, whatever they're doing, it's not working. And it took a long time for them to dig themselves out of that hole. You know? So, of course, they had the foresight. Like, everybody was, everybody kind of moved over to Xbox 360. Sony was struggling every day, trying to, sell every little console they could. Because people were saying they weren't listening to games. It's like whatever they're doing, it's just not working. Developers didn't like their system because their RAM was split. You had only 256 megabytes you could use for video, 256 megabytes you could use for system services.
But now my question is if everybody knows PlayStation messed up with the PS3 in the beginning, why would Microsoft go and just mess up and do the exact same thing that PlayStation did?
Because you can only see as far as the mistakes that you made. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have the experience of launching an overly priced system that barely anybody could develop for. They didn't have that 8 years that they had to deal with that. They had a completely different experience. They had Unreal Engine. Just about every game, developers were singing his praises all the way through the whole generation. Unreal made 360. Like every game was pretty much Unreal Engine.
Yeah. For both consoles.
Yeah. So Sony had to learn a lesson. They had to take one on the chin. If they didn't, they probably wouldn't be where they are right now.
Honestly, at the end of the generation, they ended up surviving, son.
Okay, and a question. Why do you think the number difference is so dramatic between the Xbox One and
you saw it. You watched that E3.
and PS4
No,
now?
but that
Still,
you know what?
watched the
Wait, that
E3.
E3 don't have nothing to do with
Yes,
it.
it
The numbers,
does.
the reason why the numbers like that right now is because Xbox just don't have worldwide appeal.
That could be it.
Think about it.
They had
Think
a
about
lot
it.
of appeal before.
No,
could be
no,
it.
they didn't. They never did. The reason why they are equally neck and neck, the PS3 and the PS3 and the Xbox 360 right now, is because Microsoft outsold Sony in America 2-1. It's not happening right now. Without that worldwide appeal, they will never catch up. Ever.
Okay. So then we'll talk about the American appeal. What's the big difference now?
The big difference is Microsoft sucks.
We need a factual on these, to try.
Yeah.
When you have a
Based on
core
what? Because I
gaming,
use a console and
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not a big difference.
when you
I
have
have
a
one
core
too.
gaming community and then you steer away from your core gaming and you go to TV, a lot of people's like, what the.
I didn't
Hell.
mind the TV aspects. I just thought
But
it
you
was
can't focus.
too much of a focus
You can't
as
focus
a
on
gaming
TV.
console. Yeah.
I'm buying a gaming console
to make it my
watch
cable
TV.
box. Yeah.
I have a cable box for that.
Yeah.
Most people have smart TVs nowadays.
Yeah.
Again, they were probably making a calculation based on how people use those consoles.
I wouldn't buy a
Remember,
$500
these things are
console
always
to watch
on.
Netflix.
You say like in the comments and you go on the forums and gamers say like, listen, I want a game only console. But then you look at how people are using the console. They're watching Netflix, Hulu, and Crunchyroll all day. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but you gotta also look at
they
the
made a business
demographic.
calculation.
Who's watching these things? Mostly Netflix is mostly little kids watching it when they watching their little.
Nah, not true. Not
I
true.
know, I'm watching Netflix heavy when I had the
Not
whole.
true. I mean, people watch Walking Dead on that thing.
But that only gets you so far. Walking Dead only got so many episodes.
There's enough.
Netflix don't get updated enough
There's enough.
to
But there's enough.
warrant substantial views.
There's enough. There's enough.
Netflix, it doesn't really matter the content on it. It's just it's an easy social app. So, like, if you want to have a friend over, you have nothing better to do. You watch Netflix.
Yeah, but
know?
you don't buy a $500 gaming console to watch Netflix.
Yeah, but
you do
I
if it has other features though.
Yeah, you
doesn't.
know.
Yeah, you don't buy it just for Netflix. You buy it. You buy it for all the other things.
And then on top of it, you put it behind a paywall.
Everything plays Netflix. Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Everything plays
Cell
Netflix now.
phones.
You don't
everything.
need
You
a
get Netflix.
$500 console to
You
watch
get Netflix
Netflix.
on microwave right now.
Yeah, it should have just been an app like I was on 360 and not a big focus on like. No, we're not just talking Netflix. We're talking about all the
In
TV.
general, apps should not be a focus on consoles.
Well, yeah, and no, depending on
No,
what the apps are.
it shouldn't be a focus.
Look at IGN. I watch that shit hell enough.
Yeah, but you can watch IGN on your phone.
But I
you
wouldn't
can watch it
though.
on your
I would
laptop.
rather
You can
just-
watch it on your iPad.
I would rather just turn on my console and do it all in one
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Like,
Some people want that interaction.
But it shouldn't be a focus.
Man, it's
You have
not-
a
it's
video
not-
game console to focus on video games.
Yeah.
That should be your primary.
The apps are not a primary. I mean, you could say like the way the interface is set up is kind of weird. You know, like some stuff is buried, but a lot of that stuff was legacy Connect integration stuff. So going forward, being that now they've completely kind of divorced the Connect from the system,
yeah.
they're gonna have to do a dashboard update because a lot of stuff is buried between
Yeah, Connect. It's just hard to unsnap parties and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, like Snap. It sounds like a cool concept. I hate using it.
Yeah,
You know?
and if you don't have a Connect, like I'm playing my Xbox One without my Connect now, and it's like I'll be like
Hard to
Xbox.
navigate.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And it's so slow, and I gotta press the
Yeah.
button and
Yeah.
disconnect it. I can't.
Yeah.
No, and then see, the big thing about Microsoft though, they lied to everybody. They told you couldn't run your Xbox without
Well,
Connect.
again, like think about it like this. Think about who was saying it. These are people who were probably not authorized to say anything about disconnected, especially at that time.
Didn't the vice president dude say what's his name?
Phil Spencer.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he said it. He's authorized. He's a
was-
vice president.
Like again, they bet heavy on Connect. Those are substantial company
They banked
resources.
because everybody who bought it last gen got gimmicks.
I don't see it that way.
I wouldn't feel that way either. It was a good inner.
Yeah, they were trying to push it. They made it better. It is better. You know?
I understand pushing
there are
something,
benefits,
but
And
forcing it is different.
Again, these are people who work for a company which is a public company, and things that they say impact the share price. So you can't expect them to just come out and say, "Oh, well, yeah, remember that whole multi-million-dollar marketing plan that we're about to push on everybody? Yeah, don't worry about all of that."
And
But that's basically what they did at the end of it.
But somebody has to make that decision. They can't just do it on their own.
And Microsoft, if you ever hear this podcast, Connect should be round. It just helps get the whole room better. Just throwing that out there.
It shouldn't look like Johnny Five Alive.
Like yeah, it shouldn't look like that. It should look more like RP3O, whatever his name is.
Nah, Short Circuit, Johnny Five.
Nah, it's Johnny Five from
Short Circuit.
Yeah.
Actually, do look like that too.
Yeah. All right, so switching gears, what are we playing right now? What's everybody playing?
Dying Light
No, Monster Hunter.
and Monster Hunter 4, but
How's
that's Nintendo.
Dying Light? Because I'm not into the whole zombie thing. I don't particularly care about zombies.
That's bias.
I just don't like zombies.
You watch Walking Dead?
I watched a couple episodes. I watched like the first
It's
three.
boring, right?
It
It's
was
boring?
boring. Yeah,
Yeah,
I watched
you
the first
see?
3
The
episodes.
first 4 episodes, that shit is really boring. After that, the show goes on overdrive. I promise.
Yeah. I don't know. I like my zombies cold and from the north. I'm good with Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah.
That's my show.
Matter of fact, yo, you gotta give me a password again.
You lost it?
Yeah.
Alright, well listen, man. It's your own fault. Wait, did you start watching the episode?
Not yet. That's what I'm saying.
You bugging. You should have been in there day one. I'm waiting for a PlayStation 4 HP to go app.
Yeah. Yeah. Sony.
That's what Sony needs. But no consoles have it, right?
No.
360 PS3.
PlayStation 3 got it.
Yeah.
And they got it not too long ago.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I'm saying. So
Xbox
PS4 should be getting
360
it
has it too.
No, but yeah, Xbox, they kind of get it first.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, Microsoft and buying everything.
I mean, it kind of sucks that I can't do HBO
you should start buying.
No, but that's another
first
thing.
party.
That's another
But
thing.
yeah,
I
I use it
understand.
more. I use HBO Go more on my phone or my iPad than I do anything.
But that's another thing I don't understand, Blaga. As Microsoft as a company has all this money,
Yeah.
they should have took the cost for Connect,
They should have.
and
I
they
agree.
should have came out with a more powerful console.
Again, like
Well, it's not so far off. Like
it's not.
honestly,
It's basically.
I've seen it. I have
360.
both.
Exactly. That's the point. It's
Yeah.
basically 360, which it shouldn't have
Yeah,
been.
yeah, but they were thinking about. They probably. I'm not gonna say I know what they were thinking. They were probably thinking about developers when they made that decision. That it's the same thing.
Obviously, they wasn't thinking about
Relatively.
developers.
Well, no, I'm just saying somebody else was doing their homework. They know being the easier person to develop for, now is probably the best way to get people to come over to your system first. They didn't know that before. Remember, Ken Kutaragi, in all his grand wisdom,
I told you what he already did, right?
completely told everybody, listen, you gonna buy this shit. You gonna get another job. These people are gonna make games. They'll get over the difficulty, because that's the way consoles work. It took you a year or two to get your head around it. until like people went back to Microsoft and PC development almost. They started rushing games out on Unreal Engine for Xbox 360. So whoever makes it easier for devs kind of gets a hand. And they did that. They learned a lot of lessons, man. I can't tell you. I'm telling you, man. They surprised the hell out of me with this console.
Yeah, because you a fanboy. Xbox, by the way.
Listen, hold on. Fanboy? Hold on. Fanboy? Listen.
I remember with the whole DRM thing, we used to have fights in the movie theater.
Listen, but yeah, it wasn't like I was saying like I said I didn't care.
I didn't care either.
I didn't lend games to people.
I didn't care.
I'm trying to.
Yo, I thought about it now. I bought almost all my games digital. It really had affected me.
It wouldn't have affected me at all.
It really would have had.
No.
Like literally almost every game I own.
Is your console always online?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I guess.
You would have.
But see, but the thing about that is though, it's like
I wasn't liking the checks.
Now when if your power ever went out,
you're
or
screwed.
your internet ever went out, it might have been a problem. But that hardly.
And the way the cable service runs now, look, I can't even get online right now.
I mean, it completely messed up. It messed over people in rural areas. Like
It did. Like, so basically, you was just catering to people who one could afford internet service on a constant basis.
But let's be honest though, the people in the rural areas were doing the most when it come to importing it, getting it. Like not a lot of people were buying it there anyway. So
not
why?
necessarily though, because
But those same areas is not even selling PlayStation.
Microsoft still did good in Europe, but Europe they pay for internet service different than we do.
Okay.
They pay by how much they use. If your console was always online and everything needed to be digital, they would have to download a 50 gigabyte game. They would have to pay for that from the cable company.
Some places in America like that.
They would have
Some
to pay
places
for
with
that,
Comcast,
man.
You have data caps.
Yeah, they would have to pay for that. It would take them 2 months to download a game.
Yeah. I think when I first set up my PlayStation 3, when I first moved to Jersey, I easily used 145 gigabytes. When I got all my consoles set up at home.
Yeah.
So my PlayStation 3, my Xbox.
Now imagine how much that would have cost if your data cap was 20 gigabytes a month.
Yeah, but I mean, I never thought of it like
They
that.
focusing
I don't have
only on
data caps,
America,
you
and
know?
that's the issue.
Alright, going back to what we playing. Alright, Angela, what you playing?
Me, currently,
I know I saw.
I got Persona Q,
Yeah, you playing Persona 4 Golden?
Persona 4 Golden,
Yeah.
and Bravely Default.
Yeah. Alright.
On console, currently,
How are those?
Bravely Default is great, honestly.
Yeah.
That game is dope. Persona Q, you gotta, it's a niche audience. You gotta like A-Train Odyssey games and Persona games.
Yeah.
Because it's a cross. It's like a crossover. And what else? Oh, Persona 4 Golden, I don't even need to mention that, I don't think. Everybody loves that game. It's one of the greatest RPGs out there.
I don't know. I'm kind of out of the.
But you haven't played an RPG since Final Fantasy X.
I'm out of the JRPG game right now. I go back. I play classics every now and then. I'm dying to go find an emulator to play Phantasy Star 4.
That's the one with the combo attacks, right?
Love that game.
If I remember correctly.
Yep.
That game was dope.
Yep. You can
Cross
two people
slash.
with spells.
Cross slash. Yeah.
That game
I
was
used to love that
crazy.
game.
That game was crazy.
What game are you currently playing, Baka?
Grand Theft Auto. All day, every day.
Can't get enough Grand Theft Auto 5. I can't lie.
I love that game.
You need to buy more games, bro. You need to branch out there again, son.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't really be sitting here doing podcasts, but
Listen.
only play.
Listen.
What game?
That is a great game.
No, I didn't say it was anything wrong with
granted,
it.
but it's the only game you play.
It's like the only game
It's
y'all
not.
playing heavy.
It's not. That's just my primary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think what happened if Grand Theft
I
Auto
can't
came out.
even- I can't
Hell,
even-
Baka would be at work
I have Grand Theft
on his toilet. at work.
It doesn't. It doesn't translate. Like I have San Andreas.
But that's on your phone. I'm talking about on a real dedicated. Like imagine Grand Theft Auto was on PS Vita. You be
Yeah.
at work on the toilet bowl at
Yeah,
work.
it'd be over for you.
Nah.
Playing for like 2 hours.
Nah, I wouldn't.
People knock on the door, you be like, "Urgh." Acting like you're taking a
I've
dump.
got that kind of time. I can't do that. I get on the Chive app. I look at some weekly Chive stuff, and then I get off the toilet. I'm not trying to be in there all day.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar Heist, like
Wow.
Yeah, when is it coming, right?
yo,
Good luck with
seriously,
that.
seriously,
When
Heist.
I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know if they're waiting for the PC version to come out before they start rolling out the Heist.
And then you got Heist, but then it's supposedly coming out, but 4 players. Come on, we got 30 people lobbied now. 4-player Heist.
That doesn't make any sense.
Personally,
You
me,
little
I
douchiness.
hate the point of DLC, especially if it takes too long to come out, because then you already lost interest in the game. Like,
Yeah, no.
How long Grand Theft Auto been out?
But they've been coming out with a steady stream of DLC. Like that's
They have.
a free DLC. They haven't even been
charging nobody for anything.
Well, I'm talking
And
about in
Heist is
general,
for free.
all games though. All games.
Yeah, I mean, generally, like they have.
Like, I don't like
DLC
day one
within the first
DLC.
month. Most
Day one DLC is bullshit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, it is.
That's on the disc
It's probably in.
data that
Yeah.
you're paying extra for.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
But
paying to
maybe,
unlock it.
like, for something like Skyrim or something like that, every 3 months
Yeah.
or every 2 months, that's real DLC. Because, you know, the game is made, probably done 5 months ahead of time, 4
Yeah.
months ahead of time.
Yeah.
You have time to make DLC in that area. But day one DLC and then like a DLC coming out a year and a half later, you already lost interest in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what everybody's interest is for Heist at this point. I mean, it might bring some people back. Might
But
not.
most likely not because there's new games coming out.
I mean, I know Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto has a steady stream of hardcore players on there.
Yeah,
all
they
the time,
do a
so-
lot, millions. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize how real it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I actually found out how to.
They got their own Instagram.
But
But that's how serious it is. Snap. Was it Snapmatic?
But we already know they're gonna lose the RPG fans because you got Bloodborne coming out in March, and then you got The Witcher
RPG
3
fans
coming out in May.
RPG fans always got something to play, man.
But that's what I'm saying. And then like if you import, you got Disgaea 5 coming out. You have like a steady stream of games coming out from now to like September.
Yep.
So if Heist come out any at that point, they're not really gonna be played much.
I mean that's for the RPG fans.
No,
'Cause
a lot
people-
of games coming out. Batman's coming
I mean,
out.
no. Like Grand Theft Auto is a game that you don't have to sit there and primary and play it focused. That's something that you play whenever you want to do a little carnage, you know? Like I feel like the heist could bring back people, but they have to be elaborate. Like, and it can't be like
It can't be
heists.
shallow content. Yeah, it can't be like
yeah.
four, like two to four heists.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna
I think that's one of the things they kind of struggle with too, is because like, all right, they got 30 people you can have in a lobby now. How do you make a heist fun
You don't
for
need 30
people?
No, it's only gonna be 4 people. Did you
Yeah,
just say that?
We're saying it's only 4, but at least 6 to 8 would have been reasonable.
Yeah,
like,
but then again,
for a heist. A heist is
Yeah.
not normally done with 4 people.
Or there should have been different modes,
Well,
like
you gotta-
to see
you gotta
who
scale it.
could
Is
do
it-
the heist faster or whatever, like
is it-
competition kind of thing.
Is something like that gonna be fun with 8 people? You know what I'm saying?
It could be, depending on how.
Or
too many
or
moving
no,
parts.
or 4 people could be the heist and 4 people could be cops, and you gotta try to stop
and
them or
robbers.
something. Yeah,
That
like some
would
cops
wouldn't have
robbers
been too
kind of
bad.
shit.
Like Battlefield
it worked.
Hardline?
That game was actually awesome. The graphics.
Yeah,
Did,
yeah.
did it look better than 4?
No.
Like Battlefield 4?
It was
But
fun.
it was smooth and it was fun. Like
fun,
I had
yeah.
no lag issues in the beta.
That game is dope.
I remember Battlefield 4. I was in the floor.
No, I
in the
remember.
beta.
I remember we used to look at the wall for 20 minutes before the graphics
Before
loaded
the
in.
textures loaded up.
You played on PS4 or Xbox?
I played on both.
What?
Yeah,
I only played on PS4.
We played on PS4 early days. Graphics used to take forever to load in, so
Yeah,
before you had the
Tony, I was
HD
on
text
playing
pack.
it.
It was no early days, like when it first came out.
That's
No, I was playing it.
No,
wasn't.
before me and you got on PS4, Aaron was.
Oh, well, Battlefield.
No, yeah, Battlefield. I'm talking about Hardline. I was playing that heavy. Like,
yeah,
No, Hardline I didn't play.
Yeah, I got some-
Hardline was tough.
yeah, Hardline was hot. Like,
I don't like. I like playing demos, but I don't.
it's not. It wasn't really a demo. It was like actually playing a multiplayer for the game.
Yeah, it was a
getting
beta.
a feel for it. Like if you wanted, you know, I like
It was
betas
stress
because
testing.
Speaking of beta,
Yeah.
did you download the one for Xbox One? Actually,
Which one?
That RPG, that MMO. They just had what was it closed beta or open beta? I'm not sure. What was it called? I forgot what the game was
RPG.
called. Yeah. Damn, I forgot the game called.
RPG, you know, I turn my brain off.
I know.
So like RPG.
I forgot the name of it.
don't say like Fable or something like that.
No. Who would want to even play that, honestly?
Yeah, Microsoft.
sorry.
What's up with Fable?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
Fable
like-
the Legends is probably
You got
not
a lot
even
of
sell as
that.
much as Fable the
three,
Journey.
that was pretty much.
Yeah, after 2 hours,
3 was horrible.
horrid. Like
3 was horrid.
3 was horrendous.
Lion Gate or whatever they name it.
Lionhead.
Lionhead, they lost their head.
Yeah, but he's in the news again this week for that Goddess Kickstarter he did.
He failed again.
They failed to deliver features. They're saying the game needs more work. A lot of the devs who work on their jobs either looking for a job or they're venting
So
publicly
they all got
about
fired.
how the game is not doing right. Well, I don't know.
Did you play Fable 3?
Yeah.
Did you become king?
No.
Alright,
I
well
didn't finish it.
after you
it would
vote-
have been in the first 2 hours of the game.
after you become king in the game, game's done. It's like you do like a bunch of fetch quests and then that's the end of the game.
Oh, so I was fetching.
Like the game was just horrible.
Yeah. How
Horrible.
long ago after 2 did that one come out?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
2
I know they
years.
gave it free
Couple of
on Xbox Live quick.
And I didn't even want it free. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people I know didn't even download it.
I bought it for like $4 or
It
something.
wasn't even worth it.
it wasn't.
And then this new Fable the Legends, like everybody saw Phil Spencer and that other chick playing it, the chick from Lionhead playing it at the Xbox event, and it doesn't even look interesting.
Yeah, I think
you walk.
I look real chintzy.
You walk like maybe like I don't know, like 100 feet. You open up a treasure chest and the mission done.
I think Molyneux is kind of finito at this point.
I don't know. They just not putting no passion in their games the way Fable 1 was. Like Fable
1, yo.
Even Fable 1 wasn't. It didn't live up to the initial.
Yeah, no, not from what they said. But Fable 1 really was good though.
It was good.
It was good,
but it was a far cry from.
It was from what they were saying. It was
described.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was a straight carve out.
Maybe this is why Microsoft buys games.
I don't know. I mean, our IP is hard to establish.
The creative talent
You know,
just
I
ain't
mean,
there.
in the beginning, this is the time when you want to do it.
Yeah, but they've been in the gaming industry, what? Xbox was there for like 5 years, and Xbox 360
I mean, you think about it,
it's 13 years, almost 15 years already.
If you think about it, Microsoft's been in the gaming industry a long time. If you count.
No, but I'm talking about console games. 15 years. You should have been able to establish some kind of good IP besides Halo.
Yeah, you're right.
15 years? That's a long time.
Can't lie though, Halo 5 wasn't too shabby, man.
The beta?
Yeah.
That shit was great though.
No, it was actually did better than me and him actually thought. I checked online; they had 168 billion kills, and
It was a lot of people participating.
playing. Yeah, a lot of people was playing this beta, and like you had to literally had owned the Master Chief Collection for a long period of time. So it means the Master Chief Collection had to have had some.
It did honestly, it didn't sell that good. For having the Halo title on the game, it didn't sell that good.
I mean, again, you got to think about it like this.
But that's because of the speculation that came out.
What's the install base at Xbox? Xbox One at that point in time.
If you want to go by VG charts, it's almost at 7 million.
I'm pretty sure the first Halo, like the first week sales or the first month sales or the first quarter sales of Halo 1 weren't that great because the install base wasn't that great. But as people caught on, shit started moving.
That's true. Halo 1 didn't move when it first came out at all. At all.
We were sitting here with you laughing at them about that shit, son. I don't know what all this Xbox hate came. Well, first of all right, he was on PS2, right? He was riding that out. Xbox One came out.
That was the Japanese.
Xbox 360 came out, and then he was like, "Oh, that PlayStation 3 piece of shit." The dildo controller, Dildonics.
You didn't call it a little.
Yeah. Yo, we were saying
he called it
boomerang.
Boomerang.
No, but PS3 failed in the beginning one because it was like $600. Like, who wants to pay $600 for a console?
You know what I
It
think?
was no online.
You know what I think it is? It's not anything over $399. You don't want it. It's trash.
It's trash.
No. That's not it. One, I'm a big RPG player.
Yeah.
They had no RPGs in the beginning of PS3. None.
That's true.
None.
They didn't have any games. What are you talking about?
Exactly, but that's another thing. Because PS3 was too hard to work for. But as the years went on, PS3 just it picked up, son.
That's what I was trying to tell
we
you
seen
about
the list of
Microsoft.
exclusives, son. No, but we seen the list of exclusives. Microsoft has 20. Microsoft Xbox 360 had like 25 exclusives. PS3 had like 800 exclusives. Like, it's a big difference.
Yeah, but most of that shit was indie devs, kid. Like, I don't count indie games,
It wasn't.
Not to say that indie games are not games.
It's
But
they're not
that
AAA.
A lot of those came on Steam first. Those are Steam
But
games.
even though a lot of Xbox exclusives will connect.
No.
Yeah, a lot of them were
You
connected.
really want to go back and see the list?
All right, we can go check the list right now. Pull it up on Wikipedia.
I'm
Like,
playing
it's
Minecraft.
really bad. Yo, Sony, the thing is, they got the
Speaking of
Japanese
new
market.
IP, what's up with the order, yo? What happened with that?
I haven't played it.
It
but-
was a flop, like I said it was going to be.
But
because it was 6 hours.
You played it?
Nah, I didn't need to.
It was pretty.
None of us played it.
I proclaim it the bouncer of this generation. So I'm sorry.
He did that. But you know what? Till this date, there's no game that is prettier than the game, son.
I'm not gonna lie, I went back and I played the bouncer, and that's still pretty. Which is
pretty, but the game is hollow.
There's
And you know what?
nothing to it.
The only game you can compare the order to as of right now is Rise, because Rise was also a hollow game.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Real chintzy, Microsoft. Real chintzy.
Well, you mean the Connect game that turned into an action adventure game?
Turned into a 3D.
Yeah, but they both got the same amount of QuickTime events, so I don't even care.
No, see the order. Alright, no. A lot of people say,
QuickTime all day,
listen.
every day.
It's not all day. That's
All I
the
see is
problem.
QuickTime.
You only see the first
It's
hour.
like Shenmue with mixed with Grand Theft Auto right now. Mixed with Gears of War.
But you only see that first hour. They said there's a lot of quick time in the first hour, but then after that, there's not that much.
No, I didn't hear that.
Read
The game is 6 hours, so hour out of a 6-hour game is quick time events.
I'm not even defending it. It was a poorly constructed game, but the bottom line is,
It's pretty.
you
though.
always need that one pretty game to show the power
It's
of your
pretty. You
console.
can't touch nothing. It's so static. I got a problem with that. Like, it's new next generation, man.
Yeah, but if you think every game
That's like-
they're
that's
gonna
like-
let you pick up the ketchup bottle in the background.
That's like next gen Resident Evil. Like pretty backgrounds and you can't touch nothing. You got whole X over everything.
But see, that's the thing. How can people complain about a 6-hour game when people could go back and beat Resident Evil in 2.5 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes?
Yeah, but this the
Speed
generation
runs?
was different.
No, because you could do it regularly just to get the rocket launcher unlocked at the end of the game. We both did it.
Which one?
Resident Evil 1, 2, 3.
I never beat it in 2 hours.
I did. 2 hours 11 minutes is my top time Resident Evil 2.
I ain't
son.
gonna lie.
I was too scared of those zombies.
I can't front.
Those
So.
hunters
2
came
hours
out,
11
it was
minutes, son.
rapid.
And then once you get the rocket launcher, I beat this shit in like an hour and like 18 minutes.
I waited till Resident Evil 2 came out and you can enter that code to get all weapons unlocked all day. Y'all
Yeah, you made it blazing.
blowing everybody away.
But that's what I'm saying. People can't complain because there's games out there that just everybody just wants multiplayer.
There are short games, but the order that's established. But the order is a multiplayer game.
It's not a multiplayer game.
Game. It's a single player game on next gen that's 6 hours long with no multiplayer.
But you don't.
of
You
any
can't.
sort.
But
Like,
you can't
no.
rate a game based on what it don't have. So
Yeah,
you can't.
you can.
No, you can't. You
Compare
can't knock
it to the-
points off. You can't knock points off for a game that
Where's the
you wanted multiplayer. But
Where's
they
the
didn't give you.
replayability?
That's where you can knock points
That's
off.
what I'm saying. Like, no, when we were saying that, I'm counting that as a whole. Like, there's
No,
nothing
because
to
there's
it.
games that have
There's-
replayability that don't have multiplayer, like Devil May Cry, for instance.
Yeah, okay.
No multiplayer has replayability.
Like, a lot. You
But
understand
for
what I'm saying?
For me, like that's the decision of my person. Like if you don't have a multiplayer, I need to know what the replayability is. What's gonna keep me coming to get my
Play.
$60 worth out of this game?
That's the problem, though.
If I can't see spending $60 on this one play experience, I'm not gonna do it. That's the whole reason why I haven't played God of War 3 yet. I was God of War fan.
But
I
God of War,
couldn't do
actually,
it.
God of War 3, a lot of people said this was a great game.
It was good, but the problem is once I beat it, I never touched it again. So a game
But that's
like
the problem with a lot of games, though. If your game is not a shooter or it don't have like a
It
serious multiplayer
it
element,
doesn't have to be.
you don't touch it no more.
Yeah.
Like, all
That's
right.
every game, though.
Now let's say the order. The order had multiple characters in the game. It did. I wouldn't mind replaying the game as somebody else's perspective in the game. Or you get what I'm saying?
I said that. I think I told you that too, Baka. I was like,
Like-
they should have had at least 2-player co-op.
a multiple perspective.
Co-op. If you can't do multiplayer, you can at least do co-op.
Yeah,
They could
co-op.
have had some kind of thing.
Because
that they
even
wanted to
Gears,
game
Gears
over.
actually when it first came out, it wasn't gonna have that multiplayer element. They tacked it on last minute.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, yeah. Even though Gears 2,
Halo was the same way.
You know, Cliff Belinsky could go out there and say the order sucked, but honestly, his Gears of War 2 sucked. So
Yeah, storyline was.
Yeah,
hard.
Gears of War
so was the multiplayer.
Gears of War 2 was hood
I
rat.
mean, I just
guys.
don't like Halo.
So he shouldn't even be like dissing on games when
Gears of
he made
War
only one good
multiplayer,
one.
The players make it bad for me. Like I generally like it, but it's just you
The
guys.
only Gears of War, honestly, the best one was the first one.
Yeah.
And then they just like they like fell off a cliff with that shit.
All right. Now that you bring up Gears of War, let's talk about
Black Tusk.
no generation defining games. Gears of War was a generation.
Before that,
defining game.
before that, Legend of Zelda.
No. I'm talking about
Last
a game
gen?
that comes out within a generation that pretty much like it's
Ocarina of
either
Time.
a tempo game where it makes a claim to that generation, or it's so influential that it like completely defines
Mario
it.
64.
Last gen.
So,
Last gen only?
Last gen. Gears of War came out.
Uncharted.
No.
Uncharted.
No.
Yes.
Uncharted.
Everything wants to be Uncharted right now.
No, right now. But that 3D that third person perspective.
Was
That's all
Uncharted by
Gears.
Gears.
That's all Gears.
Yeah, because even after that,
'Cause when it came out,
went out, King
No,
followed
but you
it.
gotta also talk about Gears is only for third-person shooters.
Yeah. So
You know,
so was
action games. Everything wants to be Uncharted now.
Well,
look at Tomb Raider.
but
Look at
The
remake
revival
Tomb
of
Raider.
fighting games, Street Fighter 4.
Street Fighter 4.
That brought it back to. That brought stop.
That,
brought
I
it
didn't
back
make
to
it buy a
life.
console.
No, we're talking about, but it brought fighting
Gears of
back to
War
life.
sold a lot of consoles.
Yeah, I bought
Yeah,
like Xbox
it did.
360 Gears of War.
I saw it on your show. I was like, yo, I got to get one of those shits.
Because he
Yeah.
saw me playing it when we had our apartment.
Yeah.
No, it was here.
Was it?
Yeah, because I came here and told
Because
you.
remember, when you used to go, we used to go to work every day. That's all you did. You used to play Gears and
Yeah, but that's when we had our own crib though.
Call of Duty.
No, this is before.
You heard?
It's 2006.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's
not too
in-
late.
yeah.
Not too late. Not too late.
No,
That was
for-
when that.
Modern Warfare
Call of
4.
Duty did not make me buy a console. I already had one at that point.
Not you.
You didn't
but
have Xbox at that point.
When
You
Call
had
of Duty came
PlayStation
out?
3.
We saw Call of Duty came out?
Yeah.
If you really think about it, no game made you
Remember,
put.
I had. When hold on.
What made you buy a 360? Because you bought
Gears
PS4
of
day
War.
one.
Gears of War. Gears of War.
I mean PS4, PS3 day one. I remember you waited outside for that joint.
Yeah, I did. Worst 21 hours of my life, B. I will never, ever, yo.
I was like waiting online for iPhone.
No, listen. You don't have to do it now. You could not pre-order these things. It wasn't
Nah,
like
you
you could
couldn't.
walk into a store and be
You
like,
couldn't.
alright, yo. There was none of
You went
that.
to the Sony building for it, right?
Yep. Cass Arai was there. Ludacris was there. He walked off with like 5 of those things. Busta Rhymes was there. He walked off with 5 consoles. We standing outside in the cold. The last hour it rained on us. Yo, it was horrible, kid.
I remember that.
It was horrible. And then like the night before, we both got to hold down our part of the line.
In fact, did you bring it to my house?
I went straight home. I bought it like later.
Oh, the next day, right?
I
Nah.
think maybe that weekend.
Oh,
Maybe that weekend.
that's far back, but
It's not a war story. That's a story for another time, man. Like never again, man. Never again.
I never know days.
But now you don't have to. You order it in
now
advance.
you order that shit on Amazon, son. Have it sent to your door.
Just send your door. That's it. You don't have to do that. Like I don't know. There's no point waiting in line. I got my iPhone 6 day one. I pre-ordered it. It came to my job. I went home. There's no point
Put
staying
your SIM
online.
card and that's it.
No, there's no SIM card in there.
Yeah, they
no, there's a
just
SIM card in
deactivate
there.
it.
There's a SIM card in there.
They
I didn't do
activate
anything.
the old phone and activate that one. That's it.
That's it. You just turn it on. That's it. There's no reason to stay in line nowadays.
Alright, so but we like so off topic.
Yeah, we were talking about generation defining games.
Call of Duty did it for shooters.
All right, so let's
Yeah, Call of Duty did for
Did it for shooters. You
shooters.
can say what you want and put it on the map, man.
the whole generation, son. Gears of War.
For third person
For
shooters.
third,
No.
like you think as
No.
in
And for the Uncharted engine.
Listen, all right. Think about like the cinematics in Gears of War.
Yeah, the Uncharted engine did it all.
You know what? You're absolutely right. No,
Unreal
he's right.
20. Unreal 20. I mean Unreal
Unreal
Engine.
engine, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
you said Uncharted engine.
Oh, I did, my fault. Unreal engine.
No, he's right. He's right.
Look
All
at-
the cinematics,
look
like
at-
you know when you hold Y when something's coming by. I seen that in every game after that.
Look at Call of Duty before Gears of War, and then look at Call of Duty after that. It didn't get popular until Modern Warfare. What was that?
Modern Warfare, the
Gear-
original one. Modern
no,
Warfare. Call of Duty 4.
Call of Duty 3. No, Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, Modern
Yeah.
Warfare.
That's after Gears of War.
It was. It was.
2008.
Yeah, Call of Duty came out after.
When did Gears come out?
That was
2007?
one of the
2006.
first games I launched for
2006.
360. It was like 6 months in.
Games started getting more cinematic after that. And I think Uncharted came out 2007.
Yeah. First Uncharted came out with PlayStation almost.
And I remember I had a hard time rationalizing the purchase of that game because it didn't have multiplayer. $60. How long
Uncharted?
I play this game?
You loved it.
But I had no
didn't
choice.
It was never for PlayStation at the
There
time.
was nothing.
you? Yeah, there was the
There was
PlayStation
nothing.
time. There was not.
The only game before that I bought was I think Infamous. You had to love games on PlayStation because there was none. It was either inferior multiplats or Sony's one-offs. And it was a hard struggle,
So
son.
now it's a totally different ballgame.
It completely is. Like,
But now the order, you see, as in game-defining moments, the order as of right now is the prettiest game. So now it's setting a benchmark.
the prettiest as far as visuals though, but as far as like
But that's what you want. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people on the forums and stuff, they talk about gameplay. Gameplay can only get you so far.
yeah.
Because if you have a shooter, you can't change the gameplay because it's just going to be a shooter.
Yeah.
You need to up the graphics. If your graphics aren't better, then your game's not next gen.
I think it's holistic. I think it's
Not necessarily
the entire
because
experience.
We was talking about Battlefield. Doesn't look better than 4, but I had 50 times more fun playing that.
Yeah,
video
you had
game.
more fun.
I
but
had
it's still
played
Battlefield at its core.
Battlefield.
Battlefield is not going to change. This whole gen, every Battlefield game is going to be the same.
Maybe.
Okay, graphically, Advanced Warfare is better
exactly.
than Black Ops
But now
2,
if-
but I'd rather Black Ops 2 any day.
No,
I'd rather
but
them
see-
make Black
but
Ops
see,
3 honestly.
That's not the point. The point is that if it came out looking like Black Ops 2, it wouldn't be a next gen game. It'll be a last gen game.
Yeah.
You need the better graphics.
You do.
You know, everybody got HD TVs. You need that high definition.
But when do you draw the line though? Because when does graphics become more?
No, not more important,
Yeah.
but it's equally as important. You can't come and give me some game that's revolutionary with gameplay, and it looks like a PS2 game because I don't want to play it.
But going back to Gears, look, it had everything. It had sound, right? The sound was
good. It didn't have revolutionary gameplay.
It did.
It did.
It did. There was no game that lets you bounce on the
Aim,
wall.
shoot, and cover.
Cover was a big deal.
Yeah,
But that's not revolutionary.
No,
But what did they have before that?
It had so much, like, there was no game that let you do cover and mantle over the same cover, then slam back toward the cover, roll off the cover, and still slap somebody.
And
with
then
a
Gears
shot.
also had its faults, putting everything on the A button.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a defect with
You know?
You said the same thing about Zelda.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. No game is perfect.
No.
So no game is perfectly going to define a whole
It's
generation.
situational A button, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I don't mind it so
And
much.
Gears
man.
kind of suck, but
I don't mind
I'm
it so
saying
much.
you're gonna come up with
because
a
if
10,
you want to roll and then you accidentally slide when you're playing multiplayer, that's a big difference.
you're gonna come up with a 10, 12 button controller specifically for a game. That
Talk to
doesn't work.
Nintendo.
No, talk to Atari 16, Atari.
So to
Jaguar.
Nintendo, remember the GameCube controller had the A and B, then the up, down, left, right. It had the Z button under it.
Talking about the Nintendo 64 remote?
Yeah,
The C button,
Yeah.
C stick.
C stick,
C
everything else.
directions. It's crazy. Yeah, yo, you ever try to play GoldenEye now? Like go back, try to play a game of
Can't
GoldenEye.
play it, son.
It's hard. Yo, it's hard.
Matter of fact, GoldenEye was a revolutionary game.
GoldenEye was for console shooters. Yeah,
It was.
yeah. For multiplayer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For multiplayer.
For couch co-op.
Yeah, yeah.
It was. It was.
Halo.
Me and Bobby used to run that shit to the
Halo
ground,
stepped it
son.
up. Halo stepped
Yeah,
it
Halo
up.
smacked.
Halo stepped it up.
I mean, if you think about it, like 007 GoldenEye is the namesake of the site.
Halo was what's it called? Like that was real influential for its time too, because that was the first game
First time
that
they got controls right on the console.
controls and it also had regenerating shields. That a lot of games stole that after that. Like every game stole that after that. Like literally, I can't name a game before then.
Yeah, I don't think 007 you couldn't get your life back.
No, you had to go pick up the little health pack.
Yeah, you had to pick up the health pack.
That was the first game.
But that was because they bit that off of Doom, though.
Halo
Doom
had
still
health
that.
packs though, but you had a shield.
You had the
as well.
regenerated shield, though.
Yeah.
But that's only because it was a sci-fi element. You
Yeah,
can't go look at 007
look,
you can't have shields.
look. They, I mean,
I mean, you had body armor. I remember that because I used to camp it. With C4 on the wall.
actually, no. I gotta take
Proximity
that.
mines.
I gotta take that back.
Yeah, same thing.
Call of Duty actually did that first, the original. Like
That's what I'm saying,
the old
like-
ones that regenerated health.
Yeah,
Halo just did it because it was more of an arena shooter.
Yeah.
Halo.
Yeah.
And they had big team battles, which was
And
different.
land.
And land, that's what I'm saying. Big
Which
team
is a
battles.
dying art, yo. I don't even think you can land. Can you land the new
I don't think
Master Chief
so.
Collection?
I don't think you can
Every
land
single
any
game,
more
You can still land
periods,
every
right?
game, man.
Every single Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. You can land everything.
I still want to do that old school land parties, man. It was just
Yeah, that shit used to run so
We got 4
smooth.
Xboxes, 4 TVs.
I would rather. I would,
4 long cables.
yeah, I would rather play land. I like playing games better land. They run smoother.
Because yeah, you don't have lag.
The internet.
That's another thing.
Fucking
Gears of
hell.
War revolutionized lag. Bullet, though, yo, it had the worst bullet registration in any game I've ever seen,
I
son.
mean, whole superpower.
Whole superpower, or no, not even whole superpower, because even if you wasn't whole, you could do that thing with your router. You just like click it real fast, and then it speeds up everything by like a second and a half.
people were making devices for
Yeah, like-
Yeah, live switching, like-
Yo,
What's happening in
that
every
was
game?
the worst. No, but Gears, it was.
It was. Yo, it's the worst in Call of Duty, honestly.
Nah, it's the worst in Gears. When you get one pump shotgun, son, and you can't even see the guy who did it.
Yo, that's the one thing I hate about that game. So I was like left and right. All of us like, I'm right. I'm in the world. Meat chunks.
I used to be good at that game though. Bobby used to see me wreck shot.
Yeah, nah,
Yo.
you was one of the guys probably using all that shit, yo.
Nah, I wasn't doing no cheating
You know
stuff.
what?
Wasn't making fun for noobs.
But I did know a
Sega.
sniper, right? I did know a sniper who put a red dot in the middle of the screen. He peeked on his TV, right? You put a red dot because in Gears, for some reason, every time you shoot, every time you pull the trigger, it hits the middle of your screen.
Yeah.
No matter where you're looking, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
So if you was a blind fire expert, you just put a red dot on your screen or a black dot, whatever it is, and no matter what, if you have the sniper rifle, you have to just pull the trigger, you get a headshot every time.
Crazy.
And my man lived around the corner. You remember Christian?
Yeah, he's getting bodied all day.
Body all day until he started cheating.
Yeah.
My boy, you live right there in Ramona and CC buildings, man.
Sega too. Sega's dirty in that game.
Yeah, me and Sega. Matter of fact, Sega used to roll my boys.
Yeah, Calvin was so dirty in that.
Calvin used to roll me and Calvin used to roll my boys.
Yeah, he was the type to get too tight, make you want to punch him in the face, yo. He would do impossible shit.
But
like,
the bad thing about not the bad thing, but the good thing about Calvin is he's good at every game he plays.
Yeah, he's good.
He can play Call of Duty and bank 30 kills. Then he go play Gears of War like 2 seconds later and bank all the kills. Like, it's just
he's like that.
How he is.
He's like that. Yeah, he's another me.
He's a shooter. He grew up in the shooter.
Nah, he's like that. He's like that in everything. Like he's like that. And like you see how me, I can play all different type of games and be dirty. He is just like that. And he gets me so mad. Like one day, you know how we was on opposite ends of the teams of Call of Duty, right? I'm like, I bet Sega's on the other end of the team. You know how I used to drop like 40 kills in Modern Warfare 2? Yo, Sega would be right behind me, 39. I'm like, with like one less death. Like he could piss me off. He's nice. He used to get me so irritated. He's a good gamer. Like we was playing Destiny on PS4, and I had 39 kills in the cruise. I never played the game with this guy before. Never. He was right behind me with 28. I'm like, yo, Sega, when did you get this game? Yesterday. I'm like, yo, you gotta stop playing this shit.
He's nice though.
Like, damn, man.
That's funny.
Nah, he's nice.
His name is Sega.
Yeah.
That's this gamer tag. It used to be Ghost.
Yeah.
But then Kayvon stole it.
Nah, Kayvon's name was different. It was Ghost Storm. His was just Rep Ghost, but he just decided to change to Sega.
He went and started playing Dreamcast. Who knows?
Yo, but Dying Light though.
Dying Light, how's Dying Light?
Recommend it, man. It's right here if you want to take a look. Graphically, it's real pretty, interesting story. It's not chintzy or generic.
Yeah, I bought my own Dying Light.
It has a multiplayer.
Right here.
It has a multiplayer. It's a long, lengthy game. It's not short. It's not boring.
Yeah.
It's looty for the people who want to sit there and collect items and weapons and build shit. And it looks like the game is gonna have a shit ton of DLC. So
yeah, I heard after like level 15, like the game is pretty much.
Yeah,
you can pretty much run through it.
Yeah.
Speaking of DLC, anybody play Evolve yet?
Nah, I ain't played.
No, nobody wants that crap.
So it's like $180 of DLC.
Yeah, I heard that's all like skins. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's only because the game is shallow. You have 3 monsters, and you have a couple of characters you can play.
I heard one monster you can unlock. You can unlock if you pay $15. Like if you pre-order it, you get it for free, but you gotta spend $15 to unlock it if you did pre-order it. That shit is crazy.
And that's day 1. That's all. That means it's already on the disc.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Like what happens to games where you progress in the game and then you unlock stuff?
These companies, they see DLC as money generators. I
wonder who started that.
You look back at, I mean, DLC's always been around. It's been around for a long time, right? You're not gonna get away with it, right? DLC's been around a long time. It's profitable. People spend a lot of money on it. It's not going away.
And Sony, what happened to all the free-to-play games we were supposed to get? We only got 2 so far.
Yeah, what happened to Draft Club?
What do you mean we only got 2 so far?
Warframe and Loadout.
Oh, the game's gotta come out. Half the games ain't out yet. You gotta wait it out. We're getting that other game. What game is that? The shooter one.
Not PlanetSide.
PlanetSide, we getting that soon.
PlanetSide 1 or 2?
2.
Oh, we getting PlanetSide 2?
Yeah. But they sold SC.
Oh yeah, the company got it. That's
SOE, they sold it.
SOE.
They was eating money and not coming out with games.
They were.
Like look,
Sony's
they
not
have
making
4 games in development, right? All AAA titles. EverQuest, Next, then the EverQuest other thing where you build like your own world or whatever. Then you have PlanetSide 2, which is a free-to-play game, so that's eating money. And then there was another game. So you got 4
DC
AAA.
Universe Online.
No, well, DC Universe is already out,
Yeah.
but that was eating the money too.
Yeah.
So now you have 4 AAA titles that's not bringing you in revenue.
Yeah.
And then 3 of the games ain't even out yet.
Yep.
So it was worth it to cut them off.
I would play
personally think.
DC Universe heavy again if they update. Like, and I'm not talking about give it expansions. I'm talking about overhaul it like they did Final Fantasy 14.
DC Universe crapped out when they went free to play, I think.
No, not at all. Because they are prepared to make more money like that, and especially off the DLCs. Like,
But they wasn't making money. That's why they had to sell SOE.
I mean,
It was
I don't think
Sony
because-
has financial problems anyway. Like outside of anything that
They do.
SOE did.
They do, but they still, as long as they support PS4, I can care less about their
I
company
know they're not an
problems.
electronics company anymore.
They sold their TV
They
division?
they spun it off into a separately wholly owned subsidiary,
Good.
which means
yeah, they just sold their
They sold the chopping
building
block.
in the
Yeah,
city
no.
for $150 million.
it's on the chopping block If they need to get rid of it, they'll get rid of it.
No, that's good though. They're gonna. I heard that they're gonna focus solely on PlayStation.
PlayStation is the primary. That's the only thing making money.
Yeah.
Then movies, and then I think iPhone.
Speaking of movies, remember when we were talking about Spider-Man?
Yeah.
There's another one coming out.
Well, yeah, being that Sony opened up to Marvel to let them.
They did, right?
Yeah.
So it's Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They integrated into the
They
universe
paid it?
now. I don't know what they did. I don't know what the agreement is.
Yeah, they somehow they got it.
I know there's revenue sharing.
So now
they're getting money.
Do you think Spider-Man's gonna be in the Avengers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, we was talking about this like weeks
maybe
ago.
not. Well, if he is in the next one, he probably.
He's gonna be in Civil War. Civil War. He's not gonna be in the next
like
one.
a cameo at the end.
Mhm.
He'll be in one of the other ones, not
Before the Civil War.
The last Avengers, he probably.
But I seen it wasn't the Avengers that's gonna be Civil War. It's gonna be Captain America Civil War.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man was a part of Civil War, wasn't he?
Yeah, him and Iron Man. Two.
Yeah.
They was like the three main and Hulk.
Yeah. But no, it was primarily, if I remember correctly, it was Iron Man.
It was Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Hulk.
Yeah.
Iron Man has Reeves, Christopher Reeves, whatever his name is. What was his name? Not Christopher Reeves. That's Superman.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four guy
Mm-hmm.
built the thing to send Hulk to Planet Hulk
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is.
Are we getting a Planet Hulk movie?
We should be.
I
That's
don't think
part
I
of the
saw
Civil
one.
War.
I don't think I saw one in the shop.
It's part of the Civil War, so they have.
It's a kind of spin-off.
No, it's actually part of the Civil War. He pushed Hulk so that Hulk couldn't interfere with what they was doing.
Yeah, because Hulk would have
And then
stopped.
Hulk conquered the planet and came back.
Yeah.
So
Hulk would have stopped reading Captain America.
No, he would've stopped Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
We'll see. I mean,
I seen
whatever
it
they
on the
do,
list. That's what I was
I'm sure
asking you.
it's gonna be real interesting.
I seen it on the list for 2018.
They haven't
They had to
been
move. They had to move Black Panther out of the way.
like
I
they
seen
haven't
it- I
really
seen it
been
on the
flopping
list.
to me except the Iron Man movies.
Marvel is the greatest.
I don't even
Superman-
think I saw it in that time.
No, I'm just saying like I don't want to see no more of those shit.
Yo, the Avengers was like the greatest superhero movie. Period.
Yeah,
Ever
if they
came
just
out,
stick to that
ever.
shit. Like I like how they had all the different heroes.
And you know
they
what's
gave them
funny?
all fair timing.
You wouldn't even think that a movie with so many superheroes would do good.
Yeah.
Because if you look at every superhero movie that came out before that, right? Anything that has more than one villain or more than two superheroes is flops.
Because they don't know how to pace their story.
They don't know how to pace their stories exactly.
And they did it extremely well to me.
But they usually don't have. They didn't have movies spread out establishing characters either. Like,
The
this
only
is
thing I
kinda-
don't see-
the Marvel
That's
thing is kind
true.
of like this is the first time this has
Yeah,
happened.
genius.
But they're making so much money now.
Yeah.
Avengers threw them over the top.
I mean, he's a big franchise.
Yeah, they hit.
And now that Marvel's doing Spider-Man,
How many movies they got waiting in the wings?
they got it's like 9. It's like 9. They got one movie or 2 movies coming out every year from now to 2019.
It's like $18 billion they about to make right now.
I seen the list, yo, from
Not
now to
even
2019.
counting
Yo, whoever
merchandise.
came up with that formula was genius. Like how to get him off the map. Like, cause now it's not even a comic book thing no more. It's just
Good luck, DC.
Yo,
they trying
look.
Suicide Squad.
No, that's why they do. No, they're doing the Superman, Batman, and then they're gonna do the Justice League. They already like pioneered
wanna
because
know-
I heard
you wanna know where
Wonder
they-
Woman's in the movie.
You want to know where they fucked up with
I
that?
heard,
with their shit already.
There's somebody else in the movie too.
Superman got a good movie. Great, I loved it.
Cyborg
I can't
is in the new
shoot
Superman movie.
Booyah!
Yeah,
You know that, right?
I don't want him doing that in the
They
movie.
almost, yo, Baca, I think almost all the Justice League niggas is making a cameo in that movie. Son.
Yeah. I mean, they have to.
All right, my thing with them, how they failed to me already. Superman is the only person who got a movie already.
That's
only
what I
one.
said to you.
Batman?
They're bringing
If they
in
were gonna
Ben
do
Affleck
Batman-
as Batman, but
Batman-
he hasn't even been established as
As a
Batman.
Batman.
yet.
The Marvel movie started with Iron Man.
Yeah, but
they gotta have
they didn't-
something
No,
to do it.
Hulk had a movie.
Hulk had a
Thor
movie.
had a movie.
No, not before. Not
Yes,
before,
Hulk
not
had
before
2
Iron Man.
movies.
Not before
2
Iron Man.
movies.
No,
before Iron Man.
No,
Not in this
you're
current
right.
universe.
You're right.
Iron Man was
You're right.
first.
Iron Man was first, but they weren't in the Iron Man movie. I mean, in the Iron Man movies. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
not in the
Everybody
beginning.
got their own movie
They
before.
slowly built.
The only 2 people that didn't was
Before they came together.
was
But
Gary-
everything's centered around Iron Man, though.
Yeah, but now where they're fucking up with this is they put in
Batman.
characters in
before they established.
before they establish the
Well,
character.
they don't have that much leeway. Like, who is Warner Brothers running
I think it
DC's
is.
effort?
I think it
Yeah.
is.
Good luck. Good luck.
Warner Brothers don't have as much money as Marvel before the Marvel movies.
No, Warner Brothers got money.
They had enough. They had enough
So
money.
risk?
It's not a risk. People are gonna see Batman
Green
movies.
Lantern?
That was terrible. But that's because that's their writing as well.
It was.
They
You can't even blame Ryan Reynolds for that.
Yeah,
Yes, the writing was bad.
They need to stop doing that
I blame
generic.
Ryan Reynolds for everything.
Yeah, I do too.
That's how you're gonna be Ben Affleck, but when he comes out of Batman, he's gonna be great.
I honestly don't like
remember
Ben Affleck.
Daredevil?
I remember Daredevil.
It was a bad writing, son.
It was horrible writing.
It was bad
But
writing.
that's the thing about it. You see, those things with the problem with those movies is they're so PG-13.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, makes me.
They
makes me
always-
wanna
But
put
see
on my
now,
briefs.
what
They're
Batman
trying to make it
are
friendly
they
for the
gonna
kids, and they always trying to make it a love story.
put? Exactly. But
Stop making it
what
love
Batman
stories.
are they gonna put in this new Superman movie though? Is it gonna be the Dark Knight Batman or is it gonna be some
This is
PG-13
not
Batman?
PG-13 Batman.
I don't know. Dark Knight is some pretty heavy stuff, man. Ain't no kids watching no Dark Knight Batman.
But it's also still Christopher Nolan, isn't it?
No, I think if anything,
He's co-producing or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. His name is just on.